We are going to get started and start sending your questions for how we take care of Groucho. All right, hello Gabe.
Hi.
So we have Groucho here. Tell us a little bit about why he's such a special elephant.
Well, Groucho is the largest animal in the state of Colorado. Groucho's last weight that we just got from him this past week was 11,514 pounds.
Wow.
He is 50 years old, which the life expectancy, so he is 3 years past that. And Groucho is actually, he's the teacher of all the other male elephants that we have here. We only have male elephants, and we have 5 of them. And they range from ages 10 to 15, and then you got Groucho at 50. So he's teaching them all these different ways to be a mature bull elephant. But today we're going to focus on Groucho and how we take care of Groucho, and especially like his feet, and how our relationship with him allows us to do what we do with him as far as his husbandry or animal care.
All right, so what we see right now is Groucho going over to the side stall where he will present his foot for some foot checks. Is that right?
That's correct. So right now, you're going to hear some hosing, but we're going to clean the foot off. And then there's going to be a visual inspection, and if anything comes up, and we do this every week with each elephant. So, and then each week of the month, we focus on a particular foot. If one foot needs more care, as far as like rasping or filing, the bottom of the foot is called the pad, and then the bottom of the nail plus the pad is called the slipper. And then you have the surface of the nails, and we check those, we make sure they're nice and rounded, and those nails are off the ground. We think of it as you can slide a credit card up under them, because when the foot of the elephant, when they take a step, it looks like this with the skeleton. When they take a step, all that fatty tissue spreads out. And if those nails are too long and they're touching the ground when they walk, all that pressure can create a lot of cracks in the way of pathogens to actually get up into the middle of the foot. And an elephant doesn't really sleep that much. They spend a lot of time on their feet, and they're walking around, especially here at Toyota Elephant Passage, where there's 2.2 miles of pathways that we can walk them around, we can exercise. And if they come up lame on that foot, it could be pretty detrimental. So we make sure we check in their feet almost every day, and we're doing these the footworks at least once a week.
Hi Melanie. Melanie asked, how many elephants do we have? We have 5 male Asian elephants here at Toyota Elephant Passage. And Lori wants to know, how long is their lifespan?
The lifespan is, for Asian elephants now, is 86. That is, one individual in that species has lived that long. The life expectancy, or the average, is 47.
47. So Groucho at 50 has already surpassed that.
Correct.
Julie says she loves Groucho. He's got the best personality and loves how he's playing with other males like Jake and Chuck. Go Groucho, she says. So remember, thank you to Philip who has donated. We are accepting donations right now. This is a critical time for Denver Zoo. So if you can help, you can click that donate button right there in the Facebook Live. If you're just joining us, what you're watching right now is a foot check for our oldest Asian male elephant, Groucho, here in Toyota Elephant Passage. That's Jeff and Barb. They are inspecting the foot, kind of cleaning it out there, trimming what they need to, while Maura gives Groucho treats, which is what helps him stay right there. This is all his choice, is it not?
Correct. He has an opening, he can come and he doesn't have to put his foot up, but we use positive reinforcement training and operant conditioning, which is learning through consequences. So he doesn't have to participate if he doesn't want to. He can walk in here, do his own thing. He does not have to put his foot up. We do not make them do anything they do not want to. We ask them to help us take care of them. Again, that's all through positive reinforcement. If Groucho wants to walk away, he's reinforcing himself, that's completely fine. It is part of our job to find out what motivates him to put his foot up there. If he doesnn't want to, we'll just keep problem solving and trying to get him to put his foot up there. Some of the other things that we do is like draw their blood from this area. They have to do a weekly blood draw, and we check on all their white blood cell counts and all their health internally through that. And again, they allow us to do that. It's not like we're making them. We work with them in what's called restricted contact. there is a barrier between us and them at all times, and we ask them to do these behaviors.
Yeah.
And it's all cooperative.
Lily, age 8, wants to know how much do they eat in a day?
How much do they eat in a day depends on each individual elephant. And what time, male elephants go through what's called must. That's a hormonal time where their testosterone ramps up, sometimes 60 times what it usually is. So they're very hormonal. All they want to do is fight and find girlfriends. They're not really focused on food. So if the elephant is a must, they're not eating as much. But right now, Groucho's not in must. Groucho is currently getting 120 pounds of grass hay in a 24-hour period. We go home now at 4 o'clock, but we have automatic hay feeders that drop hay at night. So they get fed throughout the night. Usually stops about 10:30. We have that last feeding at 10:30, and then they can sleep the rest, or intermittent throughout that time. When Bodie, who's currently in must, is not in that must state, he gets 180 pounds because he's still growing. Groucho's not growing anymore. Bodie is still growing. He's probably got about 2 or 3 years more of growing. So he's burning off a lot of calories. He's more active. So Bodie, when he's not in must, gets 180 pounds.
So explain what Jeff is doing right now. Now we have Groucho's his hind leg. Mm-hmm. What is Jeff doing with the file?
So Jeff, like I talked about earlier, he's making sure that nail is nice and rounded and the bottom of it is up off of the ground. So again, just think about if you could fit a credit card underneath that. That's all you need. So that's what Jeff is doing with that large rasp. Barb, we want the pad of the foot to have a nice texture like that for grip. And also it allows them, when they're walking and moving, allows that to be more pliable and flexible. So Barb is just making sure the flaps on those cracks are not growing over each other and getting debris trapped up in there again. Because of the nutrition they receive here, their pad grows really, really quickly. So like a rock gets put in that crack, that pad will grow over that and then cause an abscess.
So that's not a problem for elephants in the wild then, or how do they file their own in the natural?
They rub it on stuff. They'll find the log in the natural wear of walking. They do that too, but we just want to make sure here that nothing is really trapped in those cracks as well.
Let's see. Ryan wants to know if you can visit this training area when the zoo is open. Yes, Ryan, we are actually in the Clayton F. Freyheit Elephant House of Toyota Elephant Passage. This public viewing area right here is where guests can come and watch. Sometimes we're doing these trainings. Sometimes we just have an elephant in this section of the parlor. So make sure you stop by the Clayton F. Freyheit Elephant House at Toyota Elephant Passage next time you're here. Stacy's daughter Peyton wants to know, how much does Groucho weigh?
Groucho's current weight, just as of a couple of days ago, was 11,514 pounds. We have 2 scales set in the floor that these elephants can walk up onto, and we can hold them in place and get a good measurement of their weight. And we do that twice a month.
Brantley wants to know, how tall do full-grown elephants get?
Groucho is a good example of a full-grown male elephant. He's 50 years old. He's not going to grow any higher. Groucho is about 10.5 feet at the top of his back, which is a good average for a male Asian elephant. African elephants are slightly taller on average. I think their height is about 14 feet on average for males.
Hi, Maddie. This is Carly. We have 5 elephants here. This is Groucho. We have Bodie, Billy, Jake, and Chuck. Those are all of their names. So they're pretty great names, I think. Let's see. Someone wants to know, which elephant is the silliest or goofiest?
Silliest or goofiest? I would definitely say Chuck, our second to youngest. He's definitely more animated. But Billy, the other 12-year-old, gives him a run for his money too. They're in that in-between ages of becoming a mature male and still in a juvenile. So they still want to play, but they still, and they're coming into, they're having their musts, and they want to be with the mature as well. But they're still silly and goofy and like to play around.
Xander has a great question before you go, Gabe. Which elephants are in must right now?
Currently, elephants in must right now are Billy and Bodie. And just as of a couple of days ago, Chuck is starting to look like he's having his first us.
All right, so Gabe and Jeff are actually gonna do some more work with Groucho over here, and we're gonna let Maura come over and answer some more of our questions.
I'm gonna take over.
Oh, Barb is gonna take over some questions
What
first.
Gabe give Groucho right now is a Cosequin ball. It's for his arthritis, so we mix it up with some oatmeal and water, and he takes it right like that, right into his mouth. So he gets that once a day to help with his arthritis, being he is 50 and is showing some signs of arthritis. So we're gonna see, he's gonna probably follow the treat bucket for a second.
Yes,
so
he is.
Realizes that it's Jeff and Gabe. Groucho really enjoys the male keepers here, and you're gonna see that here in just a second. So Gabe and Jeff are gonna really work on their relationship building, and you can see how excited Groucho gets with them. I really wish that us lady keepers had that kind of relationship, but we don't.
Hi, Ashley. Groucho is 50 years old, and to answer Ryan's question, we will not have baby elephants here. We have all males. And Barb, can you talk about why we have only males here?
Denver Zoo only has male Asian elephants here. One of the big reasons we built Toyota Elephant Passage was to house multiple male elephants of different ages. And one of the things, really cool things that we get to do is socialize all of our males. All of our males are unrelated with the exception of Chuck and Jake, who are half brothers. So to just be able to socialize these guys, Groucho gets to teach the younger bulls how to be more mature bulls, how to respect the bigger bulls. We can run our younger bulls together and they learn from one another by play sparring, shoving and pushing each other around. So it's one of the really cool things that we get to do here. And our exhibit has got a lot of outdoor space, so it allows us to give them a lot of room to socialize, and if they want to get away, they've got places to do that as well.
Hi, Jade. This exhibit was built for Asian elephants, so we will not be getting African elephants. Thomas says, hello, Barb.
Hi, Thomas.
And hi, Gabe and Jeff. Everyone is really proud of the work our keepers are doing. And so why is relationship building so important?
Relationship building is really important, so if you saw that we were doing some foot care and just that socialization and loving on Groucho, it allows us to get our hands on him, make sure everything is nice and healthy. We can do the foot care, we can give them vaccinations every year when we need to. Plus trim, so there's a lot of different things that we can do with that relationship. If we did not have that relationship, probably wouldn't see us taking excellent care of these guys. That relationship is probably the number one, besides the food and our whistle that we use as a bridge for all of our training. So these guys get a lot of positive reinforcement from us. They look to us for kind of where to go, what they need to do in a day. They see the treat bucket, they kind of know what we're wanting from them.
We have a couple questions about what age is an elephant full grown?
And Asian elephants are full grown around the age of 20. So, like I said, we have 15-year-olds down to a 10-year-old. So those guys all have anywhere from 10 to 5 more years of growing to do. Groucho here is full grown. So he's, like you heard Gabe say, 11,514 pounds. So all of our elephants, just like with people, are going to probably be a different height, a different weight. When they're full grown, it's all going to be different. Bodie, on the other hand, like Bodie is a very tall, lean elephant. He's all legs. So before Bodie went into his must, he was basically 11,000 pounds, but he's taller than Groucho.
We have a great question from Lauren who wants to know how you weigh an elephant.
We have scales built into the barn, which is awesome. So we just bring our elephants onto the scale, steady them, and we get their weight. So that's one of the really cool things. I've been at Denver Zoo for over 23 years. Gabe's been here probably around 20 years. In the past, if you remember us having the female elephants over at the pachyderm building, we would actually have to bring out scales from the Colorado Department of Transportation. They're portable truck scales to weigh them.
So we've had a couple people notice that we have an elephant back in one of the stalls back there.
Yeah.
It's kind of a gross day here in Denver. Weather's not great.
Elephants kind of get like, pansies when it's cold outside. They really don't want to be outside. You're seeing Bodie there in the background. So Bodie's in a couple of stalls. We have 8 stalls behind this parlor space. So our other 4 elephants are back behind the scenes with a lot of different space. So earlier today we had Groucho with Jake, so they got to hang out together. Being it's a colder, crummier day, we don't socialize our muscles with the younger ones. If we could get them outside, we would socialize them where they would have more room to move around. Tomorrow's supposed to be back in the 40s, so we'll get these guys all back out. Something else that you're seeing that Jeff is doing, he's doing some PT on Groucho, or physical therapy with arthritis and some other things. We do occasionally do physical therapy, so he's just massaging that muscle to kind of keep it nice and loose. His right rear leg is the one that's given us the most problems, so this is the leg we really focus on and giving him that nice physical therapy. And we have seen where it does help him. It's a little more loose, and he'll be a little more active and not pull his foot up as much. So.
Harper age 8 wants to know what the red mark on Groucho's face is. That's just a little scab from kind of roughhousing with our bull Jake, right?
Yeah, because we have all bull Asian elephants, they are the ones with the tusks. So when they get to playing, sometimes they get playing really aggressively, or not so much aggressively, just really hard. I mean, just imagine, siblings punching each other, you're gonna get a black eye or bloody nose. Same thing here, their tusks can just kind of scrape the superficial skin off. So it looks bloody. Typically, we just note it in our tracks for our vet department, so they know that we've got wounds. If it's a little more significant, because we've had some where it's been a bigger gash, not where it's excessively bleeding, but very obvious, we'll let our security people know, so that when we're open to the public and people see that, they are aware, and our security knows, so we're not getting a ton of calls about an elephant bleeding.
So there's no reason to worry. That's just
right.
a normal, cut that you might get playing in your front yard.
Exactly.
So let's see, we have some other questions. Do any of our elephants do paintings or any type of enrichment like that?
They probably all would do some paintings. Billy right now is training to use his trunk to paint on canvas. But I'm sure if we would put paint on any of our elephants or let the elephants touch paint and hold the canvas up, they would all do some sort of painting with it.
We've been talking a lot about must, but I realize we haven't actually explained what it is for anyone who might not come to our demonstrations or have watched our other lives. So why don't you kind of define what must is, Barb?
Must is a hormonal state in bull elephants. Typically what it is, I like to tell people to compare it to like deer or elk in rut. It's their breeding season. The only difference with elephants is it's not seasonal. So Bodie and Billy tend to start in mid-March and go through hopefully only June or July. Sometimes Bodie tends to extend his a very long time. But it's where their testosterone is 60 times higher than it normally is. And ways that we know that they are in must, there's a few physical things. They do a lot of urine dribbling, so you'll see them dribbling urine, and their back legs are usually coated in urine. And then their temporal glands, which sit between the eye and the ear, gets really swollen and drains the temporin. So that's another way you can tell. And if you can smell them, which typically, especially with Bodie, they have a very strong odor. And if you're downwind of them, you are going to smell them.
So right now, Groucho's eating some hay. We've had a lot of questions. A lot of the younger kids want to know, what are our elephant's favorite treats?
Well, what you are seeing Groucho eating his favorite treat. His hay is by far his favorite food of all times. So he is content when he's got hay in front of him. The other elephants, it kind of just varies. It's either bananas or melons or pretty much anything that's kind of sweet. So oranges, apples, bananas, melons. So that's kind of what their favorite is. But Groucho will do anything for his hay.
Hi, Tammy. Toyota Elephant Passage is actually 10 acres with 2.2 miles of trail space. So we have 5 different yards that we can exercise these elephants in. They have lots of great space out here. Let's see, we have a lot of other questions. How often do we trim and file the nails?
We take a look at their feet every week. And if they need any foot care, we will do that. The goal is we try to pick 1 foot per week to really do a lot of work on. So then it's got a few weeks to regrow, and that way we're not doing too much work on any individual foot. So each elephant gets their feet checked every week, just make sure they're still good and healthy and not developing any issues.
How old is an Asian elephant when their tusks start to come in?
That can be when they're really little. So anywhere from like probably 6 months on up. And they grow throughout their entire lifetime, so they don't stop growing.
They don't stop growing. Do we ever trim or file the tusks down here?
We do trim and do some sanding on their tusks. A lot of it is due to the fact that they are also very fragile or brittle, and they can hit them just right and they'll fracture them or break chunks off. So then we will definitely sand any sharp edges down, especially since we do manage them in a social setting. We don't want them to have a really sharp point when they go out with one of our other elephants, since they use their tusks a lot when they spar with one another. So Groucho, he let us cut some of them off. It's probably been, what, 2 years now. So, and the cool thing about the tusks is even if you trim a little bit off, they grow like trees. They'll grow thicker as they grow longer. So as they get older, they'll have nice thick tusks like Groucho. And the younger ones are gonna have smaller, skinnier tusks.
All right. Hi, Amber. Groucho can eat 120 pounds of grass hay in a day when he's not in must. So
He would probably actually eat a lot more, but we have to really
we
control
give
how
him
much.
120.
Groucho would eat an entire trailer full of hay in a day.
Yeah.
And regret it.
Thank you to everyone who's been donating. We'll take a couple more questions, but we'll just let you sit here and watch Groucho enjoying his hay for a couple minutes here. And a couple people are saying how they miss Candy and Dolly.
Yep, Candy, Dolly, Mimi. We all miss them too. Gabe and I have worked with all three of them. Moira's worked with Dolly. So yeah, we miss them as well.
What's the biggest difference between working with females and males?
The biggest difference, at least for me, is that our females that we work with really like to hang out with their keepers. They were, very tactile, social with us. Whereas with the males, with the exception of Groucho and the guys, they really don't want a lot of that lovey-dovey, touchy-feely kind of stuff. They're more independent. If you don't have food, they really don't want nothing to do with you. Whereas the girls would be like, okay, yeah. Mimi's favorite thing was to get her tongue scratched by us. So
Yes. Someone wants to know, do they get aggressive when in must?
they get, yes. Not all of them, it just really depends. So you saw that Gabe and Jeff have this great relationship now, but when Groucho goes into must, he does not like them at all. So the guys take a complete step back, and us ladies get to step up and do what we need to do for all of his husbandry stuff. We don't have that he still won't let us do what the guys get to do when he's not in must, but Bodie is probably our most aggressive elephant in must. He doesn't care who you are whatsoever. Billy, knock on wood, has been a pretty good elephant in must, so we're hoping that stays the course as he matures and has stronger and stronger must.
And a few weeks ago, we did a live where we had Jake and Bodie in the yard together. Bodie was in must, so we're actually working on socializing the ones in must now.
So we are. So we will socialize the younger bulls when they're in must. We will not put our young bulls who are in must in with Groucho, because if you think about the dynamics in the wild, the younger bulls, when they go in must, who do they want to challenge really? They want to challenge the big breeder bulls. So we have definitely seen where that would not be a good situation if we put Billy and or Bodie with Groucho while he's in must.
All right, we're just going to kind of end here with just another kind of shot of Groucho there. He seems like a very happy guy with his grass hay and his physical therapy massages. Thank you everyone who has been tuning in. A lot of these questions we answered at the top of this video, so if you want to rewatch it later on YouTube or on Facebook, you can absolutely do that. You'll see a lot of the answers. Parents, if you want more educational resources and activities for your kids, you can go to denverzoo.org/zoo2you. We have a lot of fun activities and all of our videos there, so you can definitely find some fun resources that are all zoo related up there. But thank you to everyone who has donated. Thank you to everyone who's been tuning in, sharing, commenting. We really appreciate it. We know our staff misses you, our animals certainly miss you, and we cannot wait to see you when we reopen. So we're gonna sign off for now, but we will see you tomorrow. Thanks everyone.